Welcome to the Checked Out Podcast, the official podcast of the Cincinnati and Hamilton County Public Library. I'm your host, Jessica Renato, and I'm here today with Caroline Hoffman, the South Building Supervisor here at the Main Library, and Paraag Maddiwar from Asianati to talk about all things about Passport to South Asia, which will take place at the downtown Main Library on Saturday, June 27th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. So thank you both for being here today.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Well, before we jump into our Asianati partnership and this event, let's talk about what we're reading, watching, and listening to. So who wants to kick us off?
I'll start. I listen to a lot of podcasts, particularly when I am mowing the lawn. And doing the
perfect,
So
yeah.
The one that I usually have plenty of episodes left to go is the Moth Story Hour. I just love the stories, the authentic stories that come in from around the world, and you just learn so much, and it connects you in very different ways to people all over the world. And it's just a wonderful experience listening to those. And every once in a while there's a tearjerker as well.
Aww.
But they're really quite special.
That's awesome.
Are they stories of real people from around the world? Okay.
Yes.
Very cool.
Yeah, real people.
Add that to my list.
And they do these little moth events around the world as well, where
cool.
Audiences there as well. So the podcast is actually is secondary. The performance is actually
cool.
primary, and so folks who can't be there in person, well, you can still enjoy it that way.
I love that.
That is really cool.
What about you, Caroline?
So you know me, I can't focus on one thing at a time. So currently the audiobook that I'm listening to on my commute is The Traitor of Sherwood Forest.
Okay.
And it is a Robin Hood retelling.
Fun.
Which is very fun. And then for book club, shout out to the Not Your Mother's Spicy Romance Book Club. We're reading Love, Lies, and Cherry Pie by Jackie Lau. And then I'm also happen to be reading Incense and Sensibility by Sonali Dev, which is a Sense and Sensibility retelling set in India.
Yeah, and I've read this series as well, and it's a whole series, and they're all set on those tales, Pride and Prejudice, Sense and Sensibility. They're a lot of fun. They're a great read.
They are.
Yeah, I'm, as Caroline knows, I also read a lot of romance, and I'm reading one right now called You've Got Hate Mail by Pippa Grant. It's very good. It is about people who have had horrible experiences on social media and gone viral for the wrong things, and they have a recovery camp for them.
Oh my God.
And it's great. It's a single dad romance, and then I am still all in on the audiobooks for Dungeon Crawler Carl. I am about halfway into the 6th of 8 now, and they're just so fun and so good, but also surprisingly emotional sometimes.
Yeah.
So
You're flying through those.
I am. The audiobooks are just incredible as well.
I want to give a shout out to one more show that I'm watching.
Absolutely.
It's called Pachinko.
Okay.
It's on Apple TV.
Is it based on the book? I know there's a Pachinko book, yeah.
Probably, but it goes over multiple generations, so there's flashbacks to the 40s and then more current day, probably in the 90s actually, but of a Korean family that was more or less moved to Japan pre-World War II, and just how, when they were brought over, they were underclass, more or less. And so how they've struggled to make ends meet, and then, it's telling the story of the current day fellow who was based in New York and then going back trying to survive also as a broker, a financial.
Wow.
And it's just, I'm learning what cinematography means just because it's so incrable. And then all of a sudden you're like, okay, that's what cinematography is. It seems like this, far off, word that means who knows what until you actually see it and it's done. And it's done exceptionally well.
I love when shows do that.
They're so pretty.
Yeah.
You watching anything good right now, Caroline?
Not recently.
I am all in on the Off-Campus series right now on Amazon.
We've got a 3-day weekend coming up, and I think that's what I'm going to watch. I did just watch, I think it's called Bad Decisions, ? And it's a new Dan Levy show.
Oh, fun.
And it's very funny. It's very reminiscent of Schitt's Creek.
Oh, yeah.
It's very funny.
That's awesome. All right, well, we are going to take a quick break and hear about some things happening at the library, and we will be right back.
Do you need a private space for studying or a meeting? Cincinnati and Hamilton County Public Library offers free meeting and study rooms for reservation. Available at most library locations. Learn more at chpl.org.
To expand access to STEM-related learning tools and materials, the library has partnered with the Library Foundation and Dean Regas to circulate 15 telescopes for use by library cardholders. Telescopes are available at 15 locations, and each can be checked out for a 7-day loan period. Learn more at chpl.org.
Welcome back to the Checked Out podcast. I'm here today with Caroline and Paraag from Asianati, and we are getting ready to talk now about Passport to South Asia. And that will be happening on Saturday, June 27th from 10 to 3 p.m. at the downtown main library atrium space. So that is our big South building with the big poles out front for those who are looking for it. So what can we expect if you're a visitor coming to this event?
So a day of fun, first and foremost. We kicked off this event last year with Passport to Japan.
Which was a great success.
Which was a huge success, and because of that we said let's continue this and keep highlighting incredible cultures and communities that we see right here in Cincinnati, and we want to be able to connect everybody to each other and kind of spread awareness as well. So the goal of these events is to celebrate the art and the food and the culture of whatever country or region we are celebrating.
Yeah. While we, and also, add a bit of education in there, right? There's a number of things that we've done this year to try and make it something you might not see in other festivals or in other events and so forth. And so, I think the partnership here has been phenomenal.
Yeah.
And really finding a way to meaningfully put together a program where no matter who you are, how old, how young, how much exposure you've had to Asia, to South Asia, and how little or how much, that you'll still have something that you'll enjoy that perhaps you haven't seen before.
And you mentioned people coming together to make this happen. I know there's other attending organizations who are going to be here as part of that. Can you tell us a little bit about them?
Yeah, so we've got the Cultural Center of India, who is a dance organization performing arts organization. We've also got Nrityarpana School of Performing Arts, also a performing arts organization, both based in India, of Indian culture. We've got Churchill Teas, Angela Q, who is a tea aficionado and expert. She does wonderful demonstrations and knows everything that's there is to know about tea. Absolutely everything. When you think about somebody really living their passion, Angela is like,
I love that.
Yeah, right up there. And then we've got Bridges, right? From
Yes.
Nepal. It's a Nepal eatery. Bridges bringing. We've got momos.
Yeah, they're
from there.
catering momos, and
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Oh, that's so fun. I believe we're going to have some speakers as well.
So Anas Malik, who is the Dean of Political Science, I believe, at Xavier University, has helped us put together 2 different panels throughout the day, which is a new addition this year. We didn't do panels last year, but we will have one panel at 12 p.m. on culture. So we'll have speakers from some of the different countries that are being represented, talking about their culture, about their country, what their favorite parts are, myths that they want to dispel, and they'll be there to answer questions as well.
Yeah.
And then at 2 p.m. we'll have a religion panel. So we'll have experts and people representing from all of the different religions across the region.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, we say Passport to South Asia. That's inclusive of many countries. Yep. Can you let us know what those countries are that we're going to be celebrating on this day?
Sure. It, South Asia is a pretty wide region, and we thought it was appropriate to try and highlight as many as we could through this event. Sometimes, a lot of times, we think of South Asian, we think of India, and we wanted to ensure that we tried to bring in as many as we could. And so it starts from Afghanistan to Bangladesh to Bhutan to India to the Maldives to Nepal, Pakistan, and Sri Lanka. And those are conventionally
fantastic.
the 8. Get that right? Yeah, the 8 that comprise that region.
That's fantastic. Yeah, and I agree. I feel like it's just culturally, it's easy to hear and see and learn a lot about India, but I love that we're going to get to learn about all these countries and have so many things representative of them there.
Yeah. We'll have a lot of performances and workshops throughout the day to learn more, but each country will have an activity that represents it. So all of the countries will have something that you can go and learn about. One of my favorite activities that we're doing actually is about the Maldives, because the Maldives is facing a really unique challenge right now in terms of climate change, where the country, it's an island country, and it's being swallowed up. It is disappearing from the ocean. And so the activity that we have for that is a really fun climate change game, actually.
Oh, wow.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's a little bit hard to describe without seeing all of the pieces, but you're trying to save the islands from the ocean, essentially.
Yeah. Another thing we're doing to kind of pull all the different countries together is the calligraphy. So, none of the scripts use an English alphabet, which means that, it all looks a little bit different, right? And even within India, there's plenty of different ones. So, we're going to be highlighting 5 of the primary ones, and then also have sheets for many of the others where people can try and write their name or something different. All the scripts are phonetic based. Which makes it actually a little bit easier. The problem with that is that there's more characters because of all the different sounds, whereas A in English could almost be any single sound that you imaginable.
Literally, yes.
Right? That's not how it works in phonetic languages. So it'll be different for folks, but once they kind of get the hang of it, it actually this is a lot more rational and logical.
Oh, I love that. And what a great place in the library to kind of marry both culture but education and learning all together.
Exactly.
Awesome. All right, well, we're going to take one more quick break, and we will be right back.
Visit your favorite arts, cultural, and recreational attractions in Hamilton County for free with a Discovery Pass. With your library card, you can reserve a Discovery Pass for 15 local attractions, including the Cincinnati Museum Center and American Sign Museum. Learn more at chpl.org.
Did you know the library offers free printing? Print up to $5 of documents every day for free. That's 20 color pages or 33 black and white pages. Additional pages are only 15 cents a page for black and white or 25 cents a page for color. Learn more at chpl.org.
Welcome back to the Checked Out Podcast. I'm here today with Caroline and Paraag talking about Passport to South Asia. And now we're going to talk a little bit about the library's partnership with Asianati in particular. So Paraag, could you tell us a little bit about your role with Asianati and about the organization?
Yeah, so the organization's been around for about 15 years in different various forms and formats, and all been volunteer-based, volunteer-run until late last year when I was hired on as executive director. There was an understanding not only from the organization but also the other stakeholders in the city that we need to invest in some amount of staff to ensure that this organization can continue. What we do, I think one way to put it is our team, we love Cincinnati. We're all Asians. We love Cincinnati, and we think it can be even better. And that's kind of how we operate, is we want to see more Asians, but we also want to see more Asian relevant content, which benefits us, but it also benefits non-Asians alike because it makes life more rich, So, we think about it in the terms of belonging. Belonging is within the community, but it's also the broader community. And so a lot of our larger events, especially the ones we're known for, are very, very much, overwhelmingly not attended by, or only attended by Asian, by those of Asian heritage. So Asian Food Fest, for example, right?
It's a big
We
one.
just had that a couple months ago now, and nearly 150,000 people turned out, and it was right here a block away.
Oh yeah, we always see it down here at the library when they're setting up.
Yeah, and it was fantastic, and you could just feel the vibe because not only do we do it out of passion, the chamber partners with us, and they are super passionate about it, as are the vendors, and you could just feel that that electricity. And easy 80-90% of the people walking through were non-Asian. So the bigger impact was absolutely for non-Asian community. However, it creates over time creates an atmosphere where Asians become part of the fabric of the city, which is incredibly important, especially in these times that we don't need to necessarily get into. But that's part of the focus of what we do. So the things that we're most known for: Asian Food Fest, of course. We also have Moon Festival, which happens in the fall. This year it'll be September 26th on Fountain Square. Celebration of basically the harvest. Spanning many East Asian countries. Asianati Night Market is huge as well. It's part of Blink. Also happens here on Court Street. So every other year, of course, and so we are
including
this year. And we are very excited about that. We do Asian Cuisine Week, so similar to, I think, Burger Week's coming up, or is happening right now, right? Burger Week, Pizza Week, this week, that week. We do Asian Cuisine Week, trying to highlight the different Asian restaurants around the city. Normally we do that in January or February, which are some of the traditionally slow months for restaurants. So we're trying to help really support our small businesses and ensure that they make it, And then API Heritage Month is in May, and we really work with organizations around the city to highlight the different events that they are doing and help foster more events happening and being well attended, and use our social media presence and our marketing and our ability to pull organizations together to really amplify. And so this year we had in May we had 39 events across 30 different organizations.
Wow.
And it just making it easier and easier for organizations to get involved and to do something and to see have a great experience at it. So, which really kind of is who we are and why we even have this partnership with the library. Part of our goal, as we've had a bit more time to put a little bit more on strategy, is to have more cultural events relevant to Asia for us and for everyone else. But we recognize that we can't do that alone. It has to be through enabling, facilitating, supporting, marketing the cultural institutions around the city to be able to participate and do more. Do more effectively, more efficiently, more creatively, and also in a way that delivers the event so that the audience gets a ton out of it, but not only that the staff who is doing all the work, a ton of the work, to actually derive joy out of putting it on and executing it. And I think that's one of the things that we've learned from our partnership last year that I've really taken to heart in how we need to do this moving forward, not just with the library, but with other organizations.
Yeah, for sure. And speaking on the library's behalf, Asianati is probably one of our most valued partners in the community. It really started, at least on our end, or in my perspective, with Asian Food Fest, because it happens right outside our door. So we've been participating in it for the past couple of years. I don't even know how many at this point, where we're usually always in the family section doing a story time or doing some sort of activity. And then last year, when we were thinking about, we're doing Passport to Japan, what partners can we involve? And we were like, well, Asianati is like a no-brainer. And I think that event really kind of kicked off the growth of this relationship, not just with the main library, but also with our branches as well. I know Asianati is kind of going to start partnering with some of our branches to do some more smaller local events as well.
Exciting.
Yeah.
And that's part of our goal is most of our events happen here downtown. We've got to get out to where people are.
Absolutely.
And the library is a perfect example of being everywhere.
We are.
You know,
There's
and
41
Everywhere.
branches.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we would love to be able to help you or your branches be able to do a special event. Maybe not a 7-hour event,
Sure.
right? But something that is meaningful and that the branch can pull off and feel like they are doing justice and service to the community they're trying to portray.
Now, I know, speaking for the library, you can find all of our events on our website, chpl.org. What if listeners are looking for events that Asianati puts on?
Yeah, Asianati.com, and then we have our calendar of events, which is a community calendar. So right now you'll see not only our events, but every other organization as well. So just like we do for Asian Heritage Month, we really do that year round. And then you can sign up for our newsletter or follow us on social media. Instagram is usually the more popular one. And the newsletter every 2 weeks we push another email with the events that are coming up.
Oh, that's fantastic.
All the events that are coming up, Asianati or not, that are relevant to our culture and our heritage.
And if somebody were interested in volunteering with Asianati, would they just go to your website?
They can, or they can email us at info@asianati.com, and I'll get right back to them.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you both so much for being on the show today. We appreciate you coming on.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Jess.
And thank you for listening today. We hope you'll tune in next time for our next episode of Checked Out. Checked Out is a podcast presented by the Cincinnati and Hamilton County Public Library. It is produced by Paul Wellington, sound engineered by Steve France, hosted by Jessica Renato, and supported by the CHPL brand team, as well as the hundreds of library staff across Cincinnati and Hamilton County. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next week.